If only I could turn back
Hey guys, what is up? Static Stories back with another video, and I have a good one to tell you guys today. So guys, without further ado, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe, and let's get on with the story. This one's called Rocks vs. Neighbor's Shed. So guys, this story goes back to a time in my childhood that I remember very clearly. So guys, it was a hot summer day, and I was outside, and it was the day after my dad had just built a clubhouse in my backyard. So guys, at the time, we called it a playhouse, and we called it that because we would just hang out in it. It was just basically a hangout area. Anyways, the whole thing, it was made of wood, and almost like a barn. It was like made of wood, and it's very hard to describe, but it had 2 floors. One of them was an actual floor, and underneath it was a storage area. So guys, this wasn't the first time we did this, but me and my brother started throwing rocks at the neighbor's shed. Now, of course, this isn't a good idea, but it was pretty funny, because every time we would throw a rock at the shed, it would make a loud noise, because the shed was made of metal, and it was so funny, guys. And guys, of course, the neighbors started getting very irritated by both the sound and the damage it did to the shed, and they weren't very happy. And so what I remember is a guy coming out of the house, basically screaming and yelling at us, and it was pretty scary. So while this whole thing's going down, while they're yelling at us, me and my brother are hiding underneath the playhouse in the storage area. So this guy comes out fucking yelling and screaming, and he goes, "If you throw one more thing at my fucking shed, I'm gonna call the fucking cops, you hear me?" And he said those exact words. And he goes, "You hear me?" So, me and my brother thought that he didn't know that it was us. So, basically, I thought it would be funny to throw more rocks. But we wanted to get this guy as pissed as we could get him. Guys, I forgot to mention that my grandma was watching us at the time, because my mom wasn't home, but my grandma was inside. So I'm out there chucking these huge rocks, and yeah, sure enough, he found out it was us, and he called the cops. So I forgot how, but me and my brother knew that they actually called the cops, and we went inside, and we told my grandma this whole story. And so the doorbell rings, we all meet up at the door, and sure enough, it's the cops standing there, and we walk out to the driveway, and there's the neighbor. So this neighbor has a huge bucket of rocks in his hand. Like a huge bucket of giant rocks in his hand, right? And the cop just starts asking us all these dumb questions, while the neighbor's standing right there, giving us the look of death. The look of death. And I use this in my last story too, the look of death. It describes when somebody is very mad at you, and the way they look at you, you just know they're about to kill you by feeding you to sharks, and taking your teeth out, and then throwing you in a closet, and then stabbing you 100 times, and then shooting you in the head 500 times. But seriously, the guy was angry. And guys, I don't remember all the questions the cop asked, but I do remember some of them, and one of them was, "Why did you do this?" And me and my brother just stood there, and we said, "I don't know," because that was always our excuse. "I don't know." And yeah, it didn't work. So we ended up telling him it was because we thought it was funny, and we got a good reaction from it. And then he turned to my grandma, and he asked, "When is your mom gonna be home?" And that's when I was like, "Ah, oh, fuck, dude, we're in some deep shit." And I was thinking that in my head. And my grandma told him that she was gonna be home shortly. And so my mom gets home from work, and there's a cop on the side of the street in front of our house. So from what my mom told me after this whole thing, she thought that the cop was there for the neighbors. And so my mom pulls into the driveway, and the cop gets out of the car and goes up to my mom. At that moment, I was hiding in my room, and I was just thinking, oh, fuck, like, I'm in some deep shit. And, yeah, I was right. I was in some deep shit. And here's the crazy part. Now, for those of you watching, you probably won't believe me, but I want you guys to know that these stories are 100,000% true. I don't tell fake stories, because I actually tell these stories so that I can remember things that happened in my life and entertain the viewers in the process. So anyway, sorry for getting off track. I just want you guys to know that my stories are true. Anyway, so the crazy thing is that my mom knew the cop. It's crazy. Out of all cops in the whole state, my mom knew this cop, and he was a good friend from school. So yeah, basically, he just let us off the hook. But let me tell you something. My mom did not let me off the hook. So that night, my mom comes in the house, and she basically yelled at us for like 10 minutes straight, alright? It was the worst fucking lecture ever. And basically, I was grounded for a whole week. Anyways, lesson learned, don't throw rocks at your neighbor's shed, and don't be a fucking idiot like I am. And so guys, that's the end of my story. If you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like, subscribe. Same as always, thanks for watching, and have a good weekend.